Well, Coach, let's talk about the weekend as a whole. And we
Yeah.
talked after the match. But thoughts on the weekend as a whole, the changes that you saw from game 1 to game 2.
Yeah, massive. I think the week as a whole is going to end up being really beneficial for us long term. We learned a lot. Obviously, Thursday was a massive disappointment for them. Huge mistakes, 3 big errors that led to ultimately the loss. But for them to rebound in the way they did, Friday was a tough day, watching the film and getting after them. But the way they rebounded and the way they were able to execute and play on Sunday, that shows some really good signs. Because we weren't terrible on Thursday. We obviously had possession of the ball, a lot of chances. You could see flashes, but we just gave away blunders. And you can't do that in football. So for us to come back on Sunday and execute the passing that we did and really dominate the game was fantastic. Yes, we need to score more goals. Yes, it needs to be a little bit more comfortable and less anxiety ridden towards the end. But you know what? When your number 10 steps up for a penalty kick at the end of the game, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to finish it for you and get the win, and that's what we did. And then we hung on and defended well. So we learned a lot. We also learned a lot about our bench. So really productive weekend. Would love to be 2-0, but I'll sit here at 1-1, and having learned those lessons, I think it's going to benefit us much more down the line.
And then, Coach, you talked about Sunday. 90 minutes and only 1 goal to score. Emotions are high. Right. Intensity is high, but you could see it. I could see it. I was there. That you guys kept your heads up and kept playing. And then when that goal went in, and we talked about the 20 minutes of managing the game, and not making any of those mistakes. Right. And how do you echo that to your team of hey, we're there now, but now we have to finish. We have to finish the game.
Yeah, it's just kind of repeating the same thing we've talked about. It's just executing our chances, making sure that we manage the game in difficult moments. But it's college soccer, so everybody's going to have a chance. So if it's still within a goal, there's a free kick out there that you're going to have to defend. There's a long ball you're going to have to defend. There's a sketchy or tricky situation that you're going to be faced with where you're facing your own goal with the ball getting pressed, and you've got to be composed to in our way, keep the ball, not just clear it, because we want to keep possession. So we just got to keep training it and pushing it, but there's no better teacher than the game. So as the more games we play, the better we're going to get at those situations. And Lewis on Thursday is a much better team than both the teams that we played this weekend. So we absolutely have to step up our game.
Talk about the playing conditions, because normally it's not this warm, especially in the 90s when you guys played that game on Sunday. Going to be a little bit cooler on Thursday, but I guess how were the playing conditions and how did the team feel after that game?
Surprisingly, they weren't very tired yesterday when I asked them. But it was hot. The rotations were critical. We've got huge minutes from guys off the bench. If they were 5, if they were 10, but they really played a part, especially after the goal. So the subs and the rotations were fantastic. It was hot. It was the hottest game we've played, so far this summer. But that's gonna help us, because Sunday down in Cincinnati, 5 p.m. on Saturday is gonna be tough as well. So there were tough conditions, but that's part of the game. Soon enough we're gonna have to manage wind and rain and snow, and so it's another test for us that they did well on.
First road trip coming up.
Yep.
Probably your longest road trip of the year.
One of them. Yep. We've got 2 long ones, but it's a long.
How are you preparing the guys this week?
Well, we're still kind of in recovery today because we're still 48 hours out from the last game. So today we'll sort of install our defensive game plan, but the guys that played heavy minutes are still going to have a half training session and really still recover. And the guys that need to catch up fitness-wise will have a session. That's how we'll prepare today. Tomorrow we'll have the full team back to really look at how we're going to line up against them on Thursday. We'll train and then hit the road and get on the first trip. I think road trips can be a blessing sometimes. A little change of scenery, get away from school a little bit. You're on the road, new environments. It's exciting to players, good turf field. So they're excited, and for us, it's just hitting the same notes. It's all about the tactics. It's about playing our way and understanding that we have to come with fight and grit and willingness to work hard defensively from the first minute, like against Quincy. If we do that, the good stuff will sort itself out because they're good enough players. They know that. We know that. They just have to bring it. So we're preparing the best we can, and we're going to make sure they're fit and healthy and ready to go for kickoff. That's our job as coaches.